Your society murders babies. Not secretly, not shamefully, right there in public as official government policy. If you're born with any physical imperfection, the elders toss you off a cliff like yesterday's trash. Oh, and your mom? She's required to attend. This is Sparta, and that's just day one. You survived the first quality control check, which means you've been selected for a 30-year training program that makes Navy SEAL boot camp look like a juice cleanse retreat. Let's walk through your new life, assuming you make it that long. So you passed inspection. Congrats, your reward is a childhood that would get modern parents arrested. Forget about baby bottles and soft blankets. Your first bath isn't water, it's wine. Spartan moms believe bathing infants in wine either strengthens them or exposes weakness. It's basically an alcohol tolerance test for newborns. You're not even a month old and you've already got a better substance abuse story than most college freshmen. While Athenian babies are getting rocked to sleep with lullabies, you're sleeping alone in a dark room with no swaddling. The goal? Toughen you up, make you fearless of darkness and discomfort. Your crib mobile isn't cute animals, it's probably miniature weapons. Your teething toy? Also a weapon. Sparta doesn't do baby-proofing, they do baby hardening. The first 7 years at home are basically a preview of coming attractions. You learn to shut up when you're hungry. Complaining gets you nothing except a lecture about weakness. Your mom doesn't coddle her condition. Every tantrum ends the same way, her pointing at Mount Taygetus in the distance, reminding you that you're lucky to be alive at all. Nothing kills a crying fit faster than existential dread. You watch your father disappear for days, weeks, sometimes months. Military duty. You watch your mother manage slaves and property like a CEO. Gender roles in Sparta are weird. Women have more power than anywhere else in Greece, but childhood? Childhood belongs to the state. And the state is about to come together because at age 7 the warm-up ends. Happy birthday, here's your eviction notice. Age 7 arrives, and armed men show up at your door. Not for your dad. You're being drafted into Sparta's mandatory education system, except instead of school buses and lunchboxes, you get a barrack assignment and one piece of clothing for the entire year. Welcome to the agoge, where Sparta turns boys into weapons. Orientation is simple. They shave your head and hand you a thin red cloak and tell you this is your uniform for all seasons. Summer? One cloak. Winter? Same cloak. Sparta doesn't believe in seasonal fashion. They believe suffering builds character. Your bed is a pile of reeds you gathered yourself from the river. No mattress, pillow, or blanket. Just you and your terrible DIY sleeping situation. Can't sleep because you're cold? Good, that means it's working. The Spartans genuinely believe discomfort is educational. Then there's the food situation. Actually, let's call it what it really is. A no-food situation. Your daily rations are deliberately too small to survive on. This isn't a budget problem, it's curriculum design. They're teaching you to steal. Not as a backup skill, as a primary life competency. Here's the catch, you're encouraged to steal food, but if you get caught, you're beaten. Not for stealing, for being bad at stealing. It's like a corporate job where they want results but don't want to know how you got them. The lesson? Don't fail, don't get caught, and definitely don't complain. Your classmates aren't friends. They're your future combat unit. Everything is collective. One kid messes up, everyone gets punished. Somebody steals food and gets caught. Group beatings for everyone. You learn real fast that teamwork isn't a nice idea, it's survival. That annoying kid who can't shut up? You'll personally make sure he learns because your dinner depends on it. Training is relentless. Running, wrestling, fighting, weapons, drills with wooden swords, music lessons for battle coordination, just enough reading to understand military orders. Spartans invented the concept of minimalism in education. Why teach philosophy when you can teach spear formations? By age 12, you're lean, hungry, and low-key feral. Good news, you're exactly where Sparta wants you. Bad news? The training is about to get way worse. Puberty hits, and instead of getting awkward around crushes, you get awkward around people trying to stab you with real weapons. The wooden swords are gone. Now you're training with actual bronze that can actually kill you. Congratulations on your promotion. That one cloak you got at age 7? Still your only piece of clothing. It's been 5 years. The thing is basically a rag at this point, but Sparta doesn't do replacement uniforms. You want new clothes? Don't be weak. Problem solved. Food becomes an even bigger obsession because somehow they've made the portions smaller. The mess hall is now competitive dining. You're not just stealing from the kitchen anymore, you're stealing from each other. It's like a battle royale, except the prize is a piece of bread and the penalty for losing is starvation. The kid who figures out the best theft strategies, he eats. Everyone else? Better luck tomorrow. Then there's everyone's favorite annual tradition, the whipping contest at the altar of Artemis Orthia. Picture these teenage boys lined up getting lashed with whips in front of a crowd, competing to see who can endure the most pain without making a sound. No crying, no flinching, no reaction. Some kids have literally died trying to win this thing. The prize? Bragging rights and the respect of your peers. The participation fee? Potentially, your life. Sparta doesn't do participation trophies, they do trauma. Your battle drills aren't practice anymore, they're full contact. You form phalanx formations while people are actively trying to break through your line. You learn to march for days without food. You sleep in fields during winter storms, still in that same threadbare cloak, because shelter is for the weak. The older boys start disappearing for days at a time. They don't talk about where they go, or what they do. It's classified. You'll find out soon enough when you're selected for the Cryptia Sparta's secret police training program. But that's a story for your 20s, assuming you survive teenagehood without dying of exposure, malnutrition, or a whipping contest gone wrong. At age 20, you're no longer a boy. You're a weapon. Battle-ready, pain-tolerant, emotionally detached. Exactly what Sparta ordered. Time to graduate to the really fun stuff. You turn 20, and instead of getting to relax after 13 years of hell, Sparta hands you a dagger and sends you into the wilderness. Welcome to the Cryptia, the most secretive phase of Spartan life. Think Special Ops meets state security, except there's no Geneva Convention, and your mission briefing is basically going to be terrifying. Your uniform gets an upgrade, and by upgrade, we mean downgrade. Minimal clothing, basic sandals, one small dagger, that's it. You're dressed for stealth, which in Sparta means you're dressed for absolutely nothing. Winter winds cut straight through your skin, but complaining about frostbite isn't part of the job description. Home is wherever you can hide. You sleep during the day in caves, ditches, or under bushes like some kind of tactical homeless person. Nighttime is for work. And by work, we mean maintaining social order through methods that would make modern HR departments have a collective panic attack. The helots know you're out there watching, and that's the entire point. Fear is the management strategy. Oh, and somewhere between all this nighttime stealth work, you're expected to get married. Don't get excited, though, you still can't live with your wife. You have to sneak into your own house to see her, then disappear again before sunrise. Try explaining to your newlywed bride why you keep showing up at 2 a.m. half-naked, covered in mud, carrying a dagger. Not exactly romantic comedy material. There are no creature comforts during the Cryptia. No warm beds. No hot meals. No shelter during storms. Your performance metrics are simple. Survive winter without proper footwear, and be effective at appearing and disappearing like a ghost. It's basically a decade-long audition for a job you already have. The Cryptia isn't just training, it's a filter. Can you handle isolation? Can you operate without supervision? Can you do whatever is necessary for Sparta without question? If the answer is no, you won't make it to full citizenship. If the answer is yes, congratulations, you've earned the right to have an even harder life. At age 30, the Cryptia phase ends. You've survived. You've proven yourself. Time to collect your prize, which is, spoiler alert, more obligations and slightly better living conditions. The reward for passing Sparta's tests? More tests. You are 30 years old. You finally get full citizenship. After 3 decades of training, suffering, and proving yourself, you've earned the right to keep serving Sparta, just with marginally better perks. It's like getting a promotion where the main benefit is more responsibility. You can finally move out of the barracks and live at home with your wife. Exciting, right? Wrong. You're still required to show up for military duties, daily communal meals, and emergency deployments. Think of it as having a full-time job with mandatory overtime, except the overtime is war, and you can't call in sick. The famous Spartan mess halls aren't fun dinner parties. They're performance reviews with food. You eat with your unit every single night. Black broth, a disgusting soup made from pig blood vinegar and salt, is the signature dish. It tastes like regret, but you better contribute your share of ingredients or you'll lose your citizenship faster than you can say, "I'd like a refund." You've got land now worked by helots, but you can't actually work it yourself. That's beneath your dignity as a Spartan citizen. Your job is to supervise training and be ready to fight at a moment's notice. You're basically middle management, except your employees hate you, and your boss is the entire military state. Retirement? That's not happening until age 60, assuming you live that long. Most Spartans don't. Whether you're 35 or 59, when those war horns blow, you grab your spear and shield and march. There's no pension plan unless you count dying gloriously in battle as a retirement benefit. The thing nobody tells you about being a full Spartan citizen is that it's not freedom, it's just a longer leash. You've traded total institutional control for partial institutional control. Congratulations, you played yourself. And then one day, the horns blow for something different. The Persians are coming, a massive army that drinks rivers dry. King Leonidas needs volunteers for a suicide mission at a place called Thermopylae. You're 45 years old. You've been training for this moment your entire life. Time to find out if all that suffering was worth it. Here you are at Thermopylae, aged 45, standing with King Leonidas and 300 of your Spartan brothers. In front of you is a Persian army so massive it takes 7 days just to march past a single point. Xerxes brought over 1,000,000 men. You've got 300. The math isn't great, but honestly, when has math ever mattered in Sparta? A Persian messenger rides up and demands you surrender your weapons. Leonidas doesn't hesitate. Come and take them. 3 words, that's it. Spartans really perfected the art of the aggressive short reply. Why waste breath on speeches when you can start a fight with a sentence? The battle begins and something clicks. All those years of sleeping on reed beds? Turns out discomfort is great preparation for fighting in bronze armor under the Mediterranean sun. All those times you got beaten for getting caught stealing? Lesson learned. All that training with people actively trying to stab you? Finally paying dividends? But this isn't really about winning anymore. You're not stupid, you can count. This is about sending a message. You're here to show the entire world what sacrifice looks like when it's wearing a red cape and has nothing left to lose. When the Persians shoot so many arrows they block out the sun, somebody makes a joke, "Good, we'll fight in the shade," and you laugh. Not because it's funny, okay, it's a little funny, but because this is what Sparta built you for, turning certain death into dark humor, making your last stand look effortless. You die there at Thermopylae, so does everyone else. But here's what nobody tells you about the battle. You lost the fight, but won the war. Your sacrifice inspired every Greek city-state to stop arguing about philosophy and actually unite. The Persians eventually got pushed back. Greece survived. Western civilization continued. So what was the point of your entire Spartan life? 30 years of training for a battle you knew you'd lose? Maybe the point was never about you winning. Maybe it was about showing others how to live. How to stand for something. How to face impossible odds without flinching. You started life passing a brutal inspection that killed your twin brother. You're ending it by becoming the inspection standard for courage itself. Not bad for someone who got bathed in wine as a baby and spent their childhood sleeping on sticks. Turns out Sparta wasn't training you to survive. They were training you to matter. Mission accomplished. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment.